Hello, everybody. Rick Melero here, and I'm here in this incredible mastermind that we call the Cash Flow Mastermind, where we have a bunch of high net worth people who are investing in real estate in various ways. And today, you get to meet one of my passive investors and someone that I've actually known for a couple of years now.
That's right.
David, say
Yeah.
hello.
Appreciate you, Rick. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Well, David, one of the cool things about this, and I'm excited about this interview just because there's going to be a lot of different things that we can unpack
Yeah.
outside of just lending. But, part of this mastermind is all tied to us working with high net worth people that are deploying their capital in different ways in real estate. And so, one of those main ways right now is private lending. We're leveraging our capital, right, by financing investors. But what we've learned with the audience who watches and connects with us is that these active investors aren't just looking for a big bank with a bunch of money.
Hmm.
What they're looking is to build relationships with people that they can count on, almost
Right.
like partnerships. And so what I want to do today is just kind of introduce you so that you can kind of give us your story of how you went from, you're not 80, right? So let's address the elephant in the room. I got way more gray than you, right? So why don't you tell us a little bit about your story and how you got in real estate and kind of what you're doing right now?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. I appreciate that.
Yeah, of course.
So for me, I started in corporate America, fresh out of college. I thought that to me, the dream was climbing the corporate ladder and, kind of climbing the C-suite. And that's what I viewed as success at one point. I was very fortunate to climb that corporate ladder relatively quickly at a young age. And I quickly realized it wasn't for me. And I really got into a lot of personal development at the same time. And the book that kind of converted me is the book that converts most people which is Rich Dad Poor Dad.
Great
Yeah,
book.
it is. Right. So I read that on a flight to LA, literally front to cover, like three
Hmm.
times. And I made up in my mind then that I saw that I was playing the game wrong. And I saw that real estate, I mean, I think it's 80 or 90% of all millionaires come from real estate.
Hmm.
So I just saw it as a quicker path to really what I wanted to do, which was not only financial freedom, but freedom of time, and what that meant to me was more time to be able to spend with my kids, with my family and the things that really, matter and are important to me. So long story short, I got in, I had no idea. I wasn't coming from a place of resources, or even know-how and knowledge. I got in as a realtor and I only worked with investors at this time.
Mm.
And just through exactly what you said, through making some really high level relationships, I got involved in some partnerships and relationships that really expedited my learning curve. And I would say it took at least 3 to 5 years off of my learning curve if I didn't have those relationships. And I got into what I'm doing now, which is a little bit of wholesaling and fixing and flipping properties. And doing that for about 6 years, I realized that, there was even another way that I could provide a lot of value to the investors and the people that we work with, which is, the lending arm as well. And that's when, I saw the, the partnership with you and how mutually beneficial, that would be to be able to provide that to, not only clients that we work with, but, just other investors who are looking to create wealth and, whether it's passively or actively, and to be able to help them do that.
That's amazing. So
Yeah.
what one big point I want to make so that allows you then after first of all, congratulations, man. I mean, I love seeing young people who are driven, have goals, who are hitting their target. I just this not only does it show that it's possible to the world, but it also shows that it's not necessarily the older folks that we have to be old to be rich. You can
Yeah.
you can build wealth and you can do it now. You don't have to wait till later. You can really take action now.
Right.
But for those investors looking, so that also then means if I'm reading between the lines, that because you came from a background that provided inventory and opportunity to investors,
Hmm.
that means
Right.
that you're not just lending money, you're actually able to provide off market resource
Correct. Yeah.
and the funding.
That's right.
That's quite interesting.
Yeah.
So, do you have a process for kind of finding motivated sellers or what does
We
it look like?
do, yeah. I mean, so I have a whole team, an acquisitions team, that does really all the grunt work of whether that's scraping lists to find motivated sellers. We also even look on market for properties that have value add potential. Specifically properties that are a little bit run down
Mhm.
and need some work in good areas. And of course, we send lower offers on those properties to be able to factor in enough margin for us to be able to make a profit and more specifically for the end buyer
Hmm.
to be able to make a profit.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Well, that's a turnkey solution because now you're bringing them an off-market deal that's negotiated, right?
right.
Or at least a deal that's discounted.
Yep,
But rather than just selling them a home, you're saying, look, we believe in this so much, we're willing to fund you.
exactly.
That's a
Right.
whole nother level. So if you guys are looking for a turnkey, this looks like a really viable option. Markets. Is there a specific market you're focused on? Obviously, you're doing some deals in a specific local area.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about that, and maybe if also as far as the lending arm, if you're going other markets, or
Yeah.
what does that look like for you?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, for the acquisition process, for basically where we look to find discounted deals is specifically throughout the state of Florida. So primarily Central Florida, and what that looks like is, I mean, really from Tampa all the way to the other coast, Daytona, Jacksonville. We're pretty much everywhere in Florida with the exception of Miami,
Okay.
as far as where we look for inventory.
I don't blame you, by the way, in Miami.
Yeah, yeah,
That's like another country.
it's a completely different animal. So anything like that for us is our backyard. But as far as the lending, yeah, anywhere in Florida, and we actually work with a lot of other wholesalers too, where we have helped them to basically sell their inventory. So we have access to a software that basically provides us with investors nationwide, and
Mm,
um, so as far as the lending process, yeah, I mean, even in markets like Texas, Georgia, the Carolinas, Pennsylvania, Ohio, those are markets that we've done deals in the past, and markets that we could lend in as well.
that's awesome. Okay,
Yeah.
so some good markets for you to fund. Obviously, because you're getting off-market deals, is your primary focus fix and flip, or do you also do maybe fix to rent or
hmm
construction? What is your range?
Yeah, it's primarily fix and flip. We've we've gotten a lot of creative deals as well with just kind of how the market has shifted, but the primary focus is either fix and flips, or I mean we've even gotten a good amount of turnkey rentals as well,
Mm,
where they're in markets like, let's say, a Jacksonville, where there's you could buy for a cheap enough cost basis where the property can still cash flow.
mm.
Yeah.
So you'll get portfolios of maybe somebody who's kind of
hmm
they're retiring, they want to get rid of their
Right.
asset, and they just want to move on.
Absolutely.
That's another great way to do that.
Yep.
Okay, awesome. So again, Florida pretty much is the primary,
hmm
except some markets that are just completely different.
Correct. Yeah.
I mean, I know personally, it's crazy. It's just a small world. Before we got into this mastermind with you, we had met before.
That's
I
right.
don't even remember what year was that.
So yeah, I don't think you know this, but you were so one of those relationships that I told you about that really helped to expedite my learning curve was a gentleman named Raul, and I was your neighbor for years, and I had no idea what you did. I would always walk by and see you through the glass, and I was like, that guy looks like he's doing something big.
That is
But this was
crazy.
back in 2018, that little office in Celebration.
Yeah,
Yeah, so I was your neighbor there for a while.
isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Such a small world.
And then me and a business partner ventured off on our own back in like 2019. And then I believe it was like 2020, maybe 2021, was when I first got started in fixing and flipping. And we were vetting lenders. We were looking for like local lenders. And somehow I found his capital. And somehow, I don't know how, me and a business partner at the time, ended up in your office meeting with you and Sam. We had a great conversation. You complimented my hair. I remember it very clearly, but I'm sure you meet with thousands of people,
Yeah,
I'm
but
sure.
not all of them have that hair.
Yeah. So, and you gave me your book as well. I read it cover to cover. My business partner did too. So, yeah, and then it's funny. Fast forward 5 years later, and found this program and just thought it was a perfect fit.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
incredible, man. It's so awesome. What a pleasure.
Yeah.
That's one of the benefits of staying consistent in the industry. It
That's
always
right.
comes full circle.
It does for sure.
Speaking of full circle, so for these investors that are looking here saying, man, I turnkey solution,
Yeah.
young energy systems, let's go. I want funding and partnering up with you. How do they get a hold of you if they're interested?
Yeah, I appreciate that. So, the easiest way to get a hold of me would be through my website. It's called citywide dot or hyphen capital. So citywide hyphen capital.com.
Awesome,
Yeah.
guys. Well, definitely, if you want to go to the next level and you want to look good, you got to hang out with this guy.
Yeah, thanks again, Rick. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely, brother.
Yeah.